Hi, मैं हूँ गौहर खान. You have to subscribe to Siddharth Kanan's YouTube channel now.
गौहर खान कुछ भी करे वो हमेशा बेस्ट सेलर हमेशा होता है. गौहर, तो इसमें कौन सी नई बात है कि ये भी बेस्ट सेलर होने वाला है?
How sweet. Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you so much. You're always very kind.
अच्छा, मुझे बताओ, जब कोई साइकोलॉजिकल थ्रिलर करता है या करती है, वो कभी कभार एक्टर्स को मेंटली भी अफेक्ट करता है, वो आपको ड्रेन कर देता है.
हाँ.
डिड यू फील ड्रेन्ड आउट व्हाइल डूइंग योर ओन रोल बेस्ट सेलर में भी?
Well, it was a very demanding shoot in terms of emotionally very high for my character. Mayanka Kapoor बहुत ज्यादा उतार चढ़ाव से गुजरती है during this entire plot. And yes, during the shoot, it was pretty tough. Also हमने एक schedule राजस्थान में किया था जहाँ पर almost 1 डिग्री 2 डिग्री ऐसा चल रहा था, and I had to wear this backless gowns and all of that, and I was like suffering. So emotions and that and the conditions, and of course it required a high level of performance. So yes, on set you always were like, okay, I have to put my A game together, you know. But when it's a cut, it's a cut. When you come back home, it's normal. So it's not like it affects you in any way psychologically. But I hope that when people watch Bestseller, उनको जरूर ये अपने दिमाग को घुमा दे, because I'm sure it's that kind of a show.
आई एम श्योर मेरे तो रोंगटे खड़े हो गए. गौहर, देखा जाए तो बहुत से लोग कहते हैं यार कि यार और फिल्में करनी चाहिए, दिखने के लिए और फिल्में करनी चाहिए. कभी कभार कम फिल्में कर इन 18 सालों में कभी कभार इनसिक्योरिटी वाले फेजेस हुए हैं?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because जब शायद मैं फिल्म नहीं कर रही थी तो शायद मैं जंगूरा कर रही थी, जहां पर मैं almost 1200 shows कर रही थी as an actor. If I was not doing that, then I was winning Big Boss, and after Big Boss doing like crazy amount of live events and crazy amount of appearances and crazy amount of other work, reality work. So it was never about कि यार मेरे पास काम नहीं है. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मेरे पास काम हमेशा था. But it was like an honest, it was like a conscious decision where I did not want to do work for bulk or just for being seen. But when I knew, like you said, like, when God is in a project, then you know that there's something that you need to look out for, So I wanted to establish that. And today, alhamdulillah, I can proudly say that, yes, I have kind of gained that space jahan par, when I'm a part of a project, people get excited about it, and I'm very happy. I'm happy about that.
गौहर, हर इंसान की कहानी में, स्टोरी में एक बेस्ट सेलिंग मोमेंट रहता है. In your life, personal or professional, what has been that bestest moment?
My best-selling moment was winning Big Boss, and there's no taking away from that. The kind of love and appreciation I have got, the kind of fame, the kind of overall acceptance as me, as Gauhar Khan. I think Big Boss did that. And those 3 months of being and living that space, I could never exchange for anything else. And I'm truly grateful for that I actually won that by people's choice. So I'm very happy.
देखा जाए तो आप एविड वॉचर ऑफ बिग बॉस भी हैं. लाइफ में जो मैं बहुत कदर करता हूं आपकी, आई प्रॉमिस यू ऑन गॉड, वोकल हैं आप. यू आर वेरी स्ट्रांग फ्रॉम विद इन. यू डोंट टेक शिट, यू डोंट गिव शिट. टेल मी ऑनेस्टली कि जब आप कमेंट्स देती है बिग बॉस के, यू गेट ब्रिक बैक्स फॉर इट इज वेल. लोग कहते हैं ये गलत ओपिनियन है, ऐसा क्यों बोला. कभी कभार ऐसा होता है फीलिंग कि मैं थोड़ी कम वोकल हो जाऊं?
नहीं, एक्चुअली क्या होता है ना, क्योंकि लोगों के पैशंस इतने ज्यादा अलाइव होते हैं उस वक्त के, नहीं हमारा ही फेवरेट है और हमारा ही है, कि वो एक ओवरऑल व्यू देखना शायद भूल जाते हैं. तो आई वॉच बिग बॉस एज अ फैन ऑफ द शो. I never watch Big Boss as a fan of any contestant. So I am never about praising only one person. In an episode where I like certain people's behaviors, I will go out of my way to tweet about that as well. And people think, oh, ab kyun bol rahi hai, ab kyun pasand aa rahi hai, ab kyun pasand aa raha hai. Arey, kyunki I'm watching the show for the show. I'm not watching because I want to pick a favorite, or I want to pick this one, or I want to pick that one. It's never like that. So I'm not like the other fans jahan par लोग बस एक फैन को पकड़ के उसी के पीछे चलने लग जाते हैं. I did not always agree with Asim. Asim as a contestant was very passionate, very all of that. I never only agreed with him. I think somewhere he was completely wrong, but the most of the times he was fantastic. The same way I honestly felt Karan had his some of his greatest moments in this season and some of the weakest moments. So when he did not stand up for something, I did speak about that. When I appreciated about something, I did. But I'm a fan of the show, and no one can take away my opinion on the format of a show or of certain people's behaviors, because I'm watching it for the entirety of the show.
You spoke about your bestest moment. Knowing you, you've had a lot of utar chadav in your life, and that's what makes you beautiful. कहते हैं ना, scars make you beautiful. वो कौन सा एक moment था which was not your bestest, but you used that to gain confidence and move forward in life? वो क्या था?
I was attacked in broad daylight on a set, and a lot of things were misconstrued out of that later. Media kind of gave platforms to somebody who would actually attack me to give a completely bogus and rubbish view of what. I mean, any layman could tell कि भाई वो कौन सी story से कहाँ से क्या बकवास. Anyway, so I was pretty shook at that time when I was because no one's, I mean, to be attacked physically in front of almost 200 people, it was pretty traumatizing for me, and to get out of that and to not, and even today I'm always watching my back.
Wow. And that's what makes you an inspiration to all those girls out there. You know, you're not only a great performer, but it's amazing that how strong you are from within, and you're also open about your vulnerabilities, your limitations, and that requires a lot of courage. Last time जब हम लोग ने बात किया था, शायद एक Insta live था during lockdown, जब आपने कहा you were looking for love. अब हर जगह प्यार ही प्यार है गौहर के लाइफ में, only love. जैद बाबा कितना खुश रख रहा है हमारी गौहर को.
बहुत बेहद alhamdulillah. He's my biggest blessing in my life, and I'm just so grateful for the fact that he spotted me in Nature's Basket. And it just was supposed to be like that. So yeah, he's just the best.
But एक पूरे परिवार में जहाँ influencers है, अवेज है, नगमा है, उनकी छोटी बहन है, तो इतने सारे इन्फ्लुएंसर जब इर्द गिर्द घूमते रहते हैं तो क्या माहौल रहता है? क्या सब फोन लेके शूट करते रहते हैं नॉन स्टॉप?
Yeah, I try and stay away from that. It's just too much for me to handle, and I respect all of their work, and I think they are extremely talented and love them to bits. But there are certain times where I kind of pull away from that space, and Zaid knows that. So yes, everyone's phones are constantly on around everybody, all of us. So yeah, my phone actually out of that will never be on. My phone is just like, no, I forget about taking selfies or anything like that.
तो माने कभी आप अब झाड़ भी देती है अपने हस्बैंड को, बस करो अभी?
Zaid is not so into constantly capturing moments. He doesn't. We both like to switch off when it's a personal time and when it's work.
बेस्ट सेलर का ट्रेलर देखा था. It's very very edgy. उनका रिएक्शन क्या था?
He loved it. He's like, wow, I want to watch this show. And he is into OTT, and he loves to watch shows, and he's an audience. So he said, ये मजेदार लग रहा है. Like the same way when last time जब मेरा Sorry भाई साहब का trailer आया था, he's like, हाँ ये अलग है. So the same way he said, oh, this I definitely want to watch. Bestseller. And he's just proud of me. He's like, he doesn't care about anything but me. Like his focus is me, and he'll be like, you just keep doing you do your work with all your heart, and he trusts me completely. We don't ever ask each other kahan ho, kya kar rahe ho. When he knows I'm shooting, he'll hardly call me. When I know he's shooting, I'll hardly call him. But eventually we know ke wrap up ke baad we know we are going to be each other, talking or whatever. So I think his support means the most to me, because I think when I was shooting Bestseller also, I had just gotten married. I think एक ही महीना हुआ था, because we were shooting in Jan and I got married in December. And he had joined me on set just for like one day in Nimrana, and everybody was like, oh, congratulations and all of that. But Zaid never even entered the set. Like if I was shooting in a certain room, he would not even come to the set. He doesn't like it. He doesn't enjoy it. He doesn't like interfering in my workspace. Even if he's joining me for a shoot, he'll never come on set.
Has Gauhar ever given up for anything? कोई situation रहा है जब आपने कहा I'm going to give up, ये बहुत हो गया, मैं back off कर रही हूँ? कोई भी situation हो जो आप recollect कर सकती हैं?
I think it was my finale stunt in Khatron Ke Khiladi, which I got shouted at a lot by Rohit Shetty, but I just couldn't do that. I was like, no, I don't. I have a problem with harness, like, you know, trusting a harness. ऐसे अगर मेरे को अपना बॉडी को ट्रस्ट करना है और अपना हाइट के हिसाब से वो सब करना है, मैं अपने आप को ट्रस्ट कर सकती हूँ, लेकिन हार्नेस को मैं नहीं ट्रस्ट कर सकती. So I had a big problem with stunts that involved a harness. And you know, there were these two huge trucks, like big trailers moving parallelly, and I had to be on a harness and fling myself off the truck and come back on the truck. So at some point I would be hung in between two trucks, moving trucks, and I just couldn't imagine. I'm like, खुदा ना खास्ता ये harness का कुछ हुआ, मैं दो ट्रक के बीच में जाऊंगी, मुझे कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला है. I was like, I'm not doing this stunt. So I mean, I wish I had done that, but I don't regret it at all. I was like, नहीं, मेरी जिंदगी मुझे सबसे ज्यादा प्यारी है. I couldn't do that stunt.
वैसे भी तुम रियल लाइफ में आसमान तो वैसे ही छू रही हो गौर, हार्नेस की क्या जरूरत है?
Thank you, thank you.
Life is making you touch that. देखा जाए Before You टाइम पे जब आप Before You के दौरान आप वीजे थी, I had a big crush on you. जब आप टीवी पे आया करते थे, oh my God. तो थिएटर हो, गाने हो, रियलिटी शोज हो, डिजिटल नंबर्स हो, that's quite a thing to have in your kitty, गौहर. पर ऐसा कभी हुआ है जब आपको बोला गया था ये मत कर गौहर, तू हार जाएगी गौहर, मत कर, और तब भी आपने जाके किया और आपको रोका गया था कि मत करने के लिए by naysayers?
Yeah, a lot of people told me don't do Rocket Singh because I was not opposite Ranbir Kapoor. And whenever I would discuss it with anybody, they're like, नहीं, आपकी पहली पिक्चर तो हीरो के ऑपोजिट ही होनी चाहिए, आप ऐसे कैसे रोल कर सकते हो? But I don't know what, ऊपर वाले की देन थी मुझ में, या I had an instinct about projects, or the way I read a script is completely different probably from others. And I knew that Koina Sheikh was the most impactful role of a female in that film. And although Ranbir did have someone opposite him in that film, but I would have never opted for that role, even though if it was offered to me saying that me yehi role karna hai, I think I would have still said no, even though if I was opposite Ranbir Kapoor, because it just didn't click with me. It just didn't click. Like, the script was given to me, and the only role that stood out for me was Koina Sheikh. In the female parts, of course, there were a lot of other beautiful characters. So I don't know. A lot of people said mat karna chahiye tha. I said no, that's what I'm going to do. And thankfully, that is the most talked about film of mine. My debut is the most impactful thing. Otherwise, maybe मैं कोई और movie करती और शायद उतना ज़्यादा impact नहीं होता. शायद मैं आज वो actress कहलाती ही नहीं जो मैं आज credit लेके घूम रही हूँ उसका. So yeah.
Okay, what comes to your mind when I say Ranbir Kapoor?
Superstar. Ranbir Kapoor is actually the most talented actor we have. He just needs to get those kind of projects to prove it. He's just amazing.
Arjun Kapoor.
He's a sweetheart. He's a very hard worker. He's worked very hard for his projects. And he's a really sweet guy.
Saif Ali Khan.
Royalty. I think everything about Saif Ali Khan is royal. I mean, the way he carries himself, the way he talks, the way he interacts with us or co-stars, and he's just a chiller. He's a chiller royalty.
Alia.
Alia is super talented and a lovely person. Yeah.
Avesh Darbar.
Okay, he's a pitara of talent. Avesh Darbar is a pitara of talent. He is honestly the best dancer, best choreographer I have ever seen. He's got a rhythm in his body that no one else does.
Last, Nagma Mirajkar.
Nagma is I call her Nagu. She's a sweetheart. She's again a very hardworking girl and a lovely human being.
On that note, you are a lovely human being, and I promise me you will never change for the world, because I just goddamn love you for who you are.
I love you too, Sid. Thank you so much.
And remember one thing, तुम जो भी करती हो उसमें बहुत रिस्पेक्ट रहता है एंड यू अर्न दैट फॉर सो मेनी इयर्स. आई हैव सीन दैट जर्नी फ्रॉम बीइंग अ बीजे टू वेयर इट्स इनक्रेडिबल.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and always thank you so much for always being so kind. Thank you.